Hi, I'm Ray for CTN. I'm here with Gary Redmond, President of the USI. Gary, you're planning a national protest on November the 16th. Tell me a bit about this protest.
Yeah, absolutely. USI and student unions across the country launched a major national campaign on Monday of this week to ensure that the student contribution or student fees don't increase by a single cent, to be honest. The other thing we're campaigning against is further cuts to the student grant. Now, obviously, the national protest or the national demonstration will form an integral part of that campaign. It's not the only part of the campaign. We're asking students, parents, community members to go onto our website, tellyourtd.com, and tell your TD that you don't expect election promises, pre-election promises to be broken, and you expect politicians to stand over what they said.
Okay, thanks very much. And one of the slogans of the campaign is, "Can you afford €5,000?" Tell me, where does this €5,000 figure come from?
Well, I suppose on a national perspective, the campaign is Stop Fees, Save the Grant. Individual student unions are coming up with their individual campaign slogans, but over the last number of weeks there's been talk about how much fees could potentially go up to. Last year, and we've been proven right recently when the new government produced documents of the comprehensive spending review, showed that fees and the government were thinking about fees going up to €3,500. In the last number of weeks, we've seen the universities and their representative body, the IUA, the Irish Universities Association, come out and say that we need €10,000 fees. €5,000 fees would raise just about the amount of money that the government think they need because of the expanding numbers in college. So certainly what USI are saying is at €2,000 students are already dropping out, and this country can't bear a single cent more of an increase.
Okay, and would you be worried about the threat of violence and alcohol-related disturbances at the protest?
Well, we're asking students, parents, family members, this is a day out and a protest, and it's a large scale protest for every single person across the country, because education is about the future of Ireland. Every single cent we invest in education repays many times over. We're expecting the protest to be peaceful, and we're expecting huge numbers of students, parents and family members to come out and support our cause in the day and support themselves.
Okay, and let's say the student contribution is increased in the budget on December 6th. What would you plan to do then?
I think certainly we're working towards a budget that will be no increase in the student contribution. I prefer not to talk in hypotheticals, because this campaign is around ensuring that contribution doesn't increase by a single cent and the grant's not cut by a single cent more.
Okay, Gary Redmond, President of the USI, thanks very much.
No problem, anytime.
Brendan Lacey, you're the Campaigns and Communications Officer here in UCD. What's your role in this national protest?
My role is to build a campaign from a UCD perspective, first of all, but obviously also contribute massively to the national campaign. UCD have been one of the leading students' unions in shaping this national campaign and the national demonstrations, as we should be. We're one of the largest, if not the largest, university in the country, and as such we need to take lead, need to be the moral leaders and the role leaders, I suppose, in shaping the national campaign and being the biggest voice, saying we will not accept these lies, we will not accept 1 cent of an increase to the student contribution fee. And so my role is in that, it's in shaping the campaign in where I can, and obviously getting the huge amount of involvement on the ground from UCD students, and we need to get UCD students involved in this and make them aware of what's going on, because I don't think enough students are aware of the threat and the increase that's there. And so a huge part of it is informing the students and making sure that they're out with us on the 16th of November, marching for themselves and for their fellow students.
Okay, and tell me about a couple of initiatives that you're going to plan around UCD in the coming weeks before the protest.
Well, a couple of things we have planned, I suppose, are over the next couple of weeks. What we're going to be doing is we've Campaign HQ set up now from Monday in the Student Centre. So what that'll be is we're going to have phones down there and a list of the phone numbers of every TD in the country and their TD office. So students, we'll be encouraging every single student to come down to the Student Centre. But not just that, obviously it's a very busy time at lunch as well down there. But come down, ring your TD, let them know you're not happy with what's going on. Let them know you're not going to accept the changes. We'll have computers down there that are all going to be homepage to tellyourtd.com. So again, students get the opportunity to go and tell their TD, I will not accept this and you shouldn't accept it on my behalf. And then beyond that as well, obviously a huge part of this is the grassroots involvement in it and making students really feel a part of the campaign. Last year was one of the most involved I've seen UCD Students' Union and UCD students with the Save Our Ball campaign. I think we could get a lot more involved in this. It's time for UCD to come together as one collective voice and say we are not accepting increases to fees. So what we'll have down there is things like come down, make a t-shirt. You know, I mean, the costs are too high for us to buy t-shirts for everything, but beyond that, there's a huge much more involvement. If you're coming down, you're making your own t-shirt with your own message to your TD or whatever it is, and feeling a part of it, you know, getting the war paint on, I suppose, making your banner, something that, you know, I don't accept it, don't lie to me, I won't accept, you know, government lies, those kind of things. But beyond that, again, we're going to be putting stands in all the buildings around the university. So making sure the programme officers, class reps, anyone that wants to be involved are down there manning those stands, making sure students know what's happening, making sure students are involved and getting them out, getting them on the buses and making sure everybody's out marching on the 16th of November.
Okay, and in terms of figures, how many UCD students would you hope to have out marching on November the 16th?
How many would I hope to have? 24,000. How many do I expect? As many as we can humanly get. I mean, last year when we marched, we got between 3,000 and 5,000. I think this year the risk is much more grave than it's ever been. This is the biggest threat we've faced in at least the last decade to to access to education. So I think every single student in UCD needs to be aware of that, and they need to play their part. They need to come out and protect not just themselves, but as I said before, their fellow students, their friends, their classmates. So I hope we're on much bigger figures than that. I want to get us as many students as can come out with us, march with us, and have your voice heard.
Okay, thanks very much.
No matter.